Hi, I'm Tom Spiegel with the Spiegel Law Firm, where we represent people who've been fired or afraid that they might be. And today I want to talk to you about the importance of company culture in relation to sexual harassment claims. And one particular instance that has been in the news lately is against a company called Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard, which many of you may know, is a very successful gaming company. They have a number of very successful games under their belt. And they recently have been hit with complaints about their company culture, particularly related to treatment of women. Now, let me say these are just allegations. I don't personally know if they're true or not, but the allegations are that within this company, there's sort of a bro culture, right? There's just sort of a way of men acting badly, which we have seen more broadly in the gaming industry. With regard to Activision, there were a number of complaints, all the way from, they were paying women less than men, that they were penalizing people for taking pregnancy leave, that they were, had the kind of culture where they had something called cube crawls, where rather than a pub crawl, they'd have people drinking and partying and moving from cube to cube. Within the workplace, and a number of women said they experienced harassment under those circumstances. And Activision's response to these complaints was also roundly criticized as being insensitive and failing to recognize what could be a larger problem within the company culture. What does that mean in terms of employment law? In employment law, company culture can very much serve as evidence of serious underlying claims, in particular, hostile work environment claims. Because hostile work environment claims, let's say sexual harassment, hostile work environment claims, you have to show a severe or pervasive course of treatment. So one instance that happened one time that was really bad that could rise to the level of a hostile work environment. For instance, for African Americans, someone putting a noose on their desk, that could be one instance that could be found to be hostile work environment. And let me back up and say, hostile work environment has two different definitions, right? I think a lot of us have been in work environments that we would have considered in some respect to be hostile. But the hostile work environments that are legally actionable, that you can sue for, is a much smaller universe of cases, because you have to show that the harassment essentially changed the nature of your job. It was so bad. So if it's not a severe instance like a noose on your desk, or in the case of sexual harassment, somebody grabbing you, then you have to show that there was a course of conduct, that they were, saying these sorts of offensive to things to you over and over, that these sorts of things were happening on a routine basis such that it essentially changed the nature of your job. And when you have allegations, as exist here against Activision, that the entire company culture perpetrated these sorts of actions, then it becomes much easier for an employee to sustain a successful hostile work environment claim. Of course, company culture, even without the law looking over your shoulder, is an important aspect of all of our lives, and company culture should for its own reasons support individuals and their growth and not discriminate against them. But company culture, bad company culture, can result in all kinds of consequences, not only unhappy employees who aren't performing as well, but in this case, very severe legal actions that can have real consequences for the company.